part of the alligator's whole life is regulating his body temperature. He likes it 80, 85 degrees Fahrenheit. He is a cold-blooded animal, so if his body temperature gets too cold, the enzymes in his stomach shuts down. His stomach won't digest his food. So if he stays too cold, too long, he's got food in his stomach, the food will rot and it will kill him. So if the gator's cold, he wants to crawl up on the land, lay it in the sun, get the body temperature up, digest his food, stay healthy. There's no land right here in this area, so we put these floats out here. When this water's cold, they use these things, guys. Okay? If you're down here in Florida or around alligators, the water's cold. If he's cold, he's going to crawl up onto the bank. Here. You see videos and photos. If you guys are here in the wintertime, you'll see it. Now the gator, he's cold, so he crawls up onto the float or the bank, and he's warming up, and then he's getting too hot. Instead of going back into the water right then, that's when you'll see the gator react. He picks his head up, he opens his mouth. Guys, that opens his throat. So what he's doing, he's venting the heat out of his body so he can keep laying up in the hot spot. But eventually he will overheat, go back into the water, cool off, and then climb back up onto the bank, guys. Okay? He's just trying to stay healthy. Okay? And this water's a little cool right now, but that's because of all the cold rain in the afternoons that we're getting. It's keeping the temperature down. But if it slacks off a little bit, you get on up and you get to August. If you're swimming in this water, you're sweating while you're swimming. Seriously. You actually have to keep slapping water in your eyes to keep the salty sweat out of your eyes. Part of this thing. All right. These I usually stop in these trees over there to tell you about the trees in the water. I'll do it right here, guys. We stop in that creek right there. Don't swamp is bad. These trees are called mangrove trees. Mangroves in the state of Florida. We have 3. They're right on the coast. They totally surround the whole state of Florida. They help protect Florida from hurricanes and big storms that we have. As we're riding around, you see the tree that has all the exposed roots hanging down? That's a red mangrove. Okay. There's a black one in there. He's got really dark bark. It's a black one. And a white one too. Looks like the black one, but it has white spots, white blotches on it. White ones and the black ones, they don't have the roots you see. It's just the red. Okay. Yeah, the one with all the roots, that's the red one. The common thing is these 3 trees, one of the very few trees on the whole planet that's got to have the salt water and heat to live, guys. Okay. Now this water is called brackish water. Salt water mixes with the fresh water. And right here, we're so far inland, the salt water content is so low. These trees, they do not get enough nutrients to grow normal. Okay? They get just enough salt water to sustain themselves throughout the year and grow a little bit, guys. Okay? So do you know hydroponics, guys? They grow vegetables in water. Okay? If you ever start, first thing you learn, these nutrients are salts. So in other words, if you go that direction toward the Gulf, the salt water part of the mixture is going to be getting higher and higher. You'll see the trees get bigger and bigger. When you get close enough, there's enough salt water, life cycle of the trees start. They get enough nutrients to grow old, die, do what's. You keep going inland, salt water content's getting less and less, and they get to the point. No salt water, no mangroves. Okay? They gotta have it, guys. Okay? So, any questions yet? Did you know that you do not need water for an airboat? The bottom of the boat's flat, and whatever that propeller will push it, you can drive. You can drive them down the highway, you can go across the field, the pasture, you can drive them up and across the grasses, any place, but it will not do sand. You can drive it on anything but sand. Seriously, we used to go up and down the highway all the time at nighttime, go from bar to bar to bar. Police, they couldn't catch it. You see blue lights, you just run out there behind the trees. When it stops flashing, it goes that way, you go this way to that bar. And then, they got a helicopter. That was bad, guys. You can drive these things anywhere. I have a friend who lives in Indiana and one in Illinois. And in the wintertime, the ice fish play on the frozen lakes. Send me videos of those things. You're out there on that frozen lake, the helicopter spins. Up north, if people fall through the frozen lake, they run the boat across the ice into the hole with them, snatch them out there, crank it up, jump the boat out of the hole, and then go across the ice, up the boat ramp, around through the parking lot, throw them in the truck with the heater. It's hear you, but they can't see you because you ain't got no lights on. Ah! Then you hook it up, pass them.
That's awesome.
The bad thing about riding airboat up and down the highway, guys, brake lights. You ain't got no
You don't
brakes.
gotta stop.
This boat, it likes to slide you on the highway. It slides. So we're gonna use right up here and start this little creek. Our creeks are tunnels, guys. But just before I pull into it, I'll let you know, because if you like taking photos, this is good pictures. there.
T-Rex is out there.
Already bought the ticket. My manager and my boss, Corey Billie, they have so many cameras up there, it's crazy. Surveillance, you know what I mean? We're out in the middle of nowhere. And they say they see panthers, they see black bears, they see coyotes, they see bobcats, they see raccoons, they see rabbits. Every now and then they see one of the big snakes crawl by. They're out here, guys. I pull off side the road. I've been doing it for 50-something years. I pull off side the road, I put my snake-proof boots on. I walk through crap like this, trying to get photos of the panther.
Yeah.
And I've got some good photos too, guys. Serious. But you got to spend your time out there.
Yeah.
Where you going? You going snake hunting? This is right now the Burmese Snake Challenge is on right now, guys. For another week or so, try to find you a snake. You might win all the prizes. No? Ah, so. Okay. Last year, they found they captured a 19-foot 6-inch. You know what that is? 6 meters. Oh, guys, 6 meters.
Wow.
Serious. And the week after that, they caught the 19-foot 2-inch. 6 meters. This year, right up the road, not very far, they caught 2 16-footers. You know what I mean? 16.2, 16.8. That would be 5 meter snake. This big around. They need you to go help them catch the snakes. Hey guys, these right here are called cheeky huts, cheekies. This is how the Seminole Indians, the Native Americans, this is how they survived in the wilderness way back when, guys, for years and years with absolutely nothing. Seriously. Now the roofing, they use pond prongs like this for the roof. And then any old straight pole they would find. The first one would be the cooking cheeky, gathering spot over here. Storage. The two in the back, sleeping cheeky just above the bottom of the thatching to build a platform. Before they go up inside there, that roof, and roll their pad out, go to sleep, they get on the ground to build a small fire. Then they're gonna put that fire out, and that little puff of smoke keeps all the critters out all night long, guys. That's how they survived in the wilderness. It's gonna keep rats, raccoons, panthers, bobcats, black bears, snakes, spiders, ticks, scorpions, mosquitoes. Keeps all the critters out, guys. That's how they grew up and lived, survived with peace. That's how they got out the bugs and the critters. My boss, Corey Billie, he's a Seminole Indian. He's a Native American. He says up until he was 18 years old, he lived in this cheeky village out on the Seminole Reservation, guys. Okay. He said when he turned 18, he went out to the wilderness on his own. All the Indians down here in South Florida, the Seminoles and Miccosukis, they're Seminoles too. Their last name is Billie. You get up in the middle of the state, then you're dealing with the Osceolas, and then the Butchers, and then the Thomases, and it's a clan deal, guys. Okay. Now they got these Indians. They go out there into the Everglades. They go out to the Everglades. They get these big ones, big ones, and they put them in these tubes. They got a little pond there. This little hoodoo thing happens.